Hey guys, hope you are doing good. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to another interesting question commonly asked in Amazon kind of interviews. Okay, we are given this data set, so there are like various task IDs and there is a start date and an end date to a task ID. If you notice closely, what happens is each task like lasts for a day, right? So this starts on 1st October, finishes on 2nd October, this starts on 2nd October, finishes on 3rd October, and so on. Okay, and our question is find the max number of days for a continuous set of tasks. Okay, what is continuous task? Continuous tasks have the same start date as previous end date. For example, let us look at this row. This start date is same as previous end date, right? Previous row's end date. So 1 and 2 are continuous tasks. Then let's see 3 start date is same as previous end date, right? So then we can say 1 2 3 are continuous tasks. 4 start date is not same as previous end date, so 4 is definitely not a continuous set of tasks along with 1 2 3. So 1 2 3 is one continuous set of tasks. Then if you see 4 and 5 are one continuous set, I think 6 is individual, 7 is individual, right? And then 8 and 9 again, they are two continuous tasks because the 9's start date is same as 8's end date. Okay, now we want to find the max number of days. Okay, so by just looking at the data, we know this is the max because it's like 3 continuous days, 3 continuous tasks. But how do we get this output using SQL? Okay, it's pretty simple. Let's start. So let's start with start date. Okay, let's take start date. Let me also have task ID. That's okay. Then let me also take end date. Okay, and just observe this tricky thing we can do with row number. So let me say end date minus and simply do normal row number over order by task ID. Okay, and I call it task group. Okay, so I from the end date I subtract the row number. Row number is basically what 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9, right? It will come like that. So let's, and maybe I can also show you the row number column also separately. I'll give it a name row num. Okay, let's see what happens. Now you see the magic. So this is row number 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8, all that. And when I subtract end date minus row number, what happens is it basically takes this one, right? So 20151002 and it subtracts 1, so you get 20151001. Here it takes 20151003 and subtracts 2, so you get the same thing. So now if you notice, right, all the continuous tasks, right, like they will have the same task group. Similarly, right, these two were continuous tasks, you see they have the same task group. This is separate, so it has separate task group. This is separate, it has separate task group. These two are again like continuous and they have the same task group. So by doing this simple trick, we have been able to bring them into one single task group, right? So that is the most challenging part of this question. So since we already have that, now let's proceed, right? So let me put this in a with clause. Okay, so I can say with a as usual. And now what I can do is I can select each task group, right, and then I can do the minimum of start date. So like for each task group I'm going to do the minimum of start date, max of end date, so that you get the highest end date from that continuous set of tasks from a group by task group, right? Now we, as you see, we have 5 task groups, and here this started on 1st, went for 3 days, right? This started on 13, went for 2 days, and so on. This is 1 day, this is 1 day, and this is 2 days. Okay, so the highest is this, right, like 3. So how do we find that? We can also add a date diff. So you can say date diff of max of end date, okay, and min of start date. Okay, can give it a name diff. And now you see 3 is the max, right? Diff is 3. So yeah, now we can put this. Let me just drag this a little bit down. Now I can put the whole thing, say, in a subquery. So I can now, so all I need to select is the max of diff, right, from this output. So I just need select max of diff, you can say from, and yeah, give this an alias name like B, and we get the max of diff as 3, right. This is the max days. So in the given data, max days was 3, right, for a continuous set of tasks. So as you see, this quick manipulation here helped, right, like to find difference between row number and the end date, to bring continuous tasks in the same task group. And then it was pretty easy. For each task group, we find the minimum of start, max of end, do a difference, and then yeah, we get a set of values and we took the max difference from there. Pretty interesting question. I hope you enjoyed the video. I'll see you again in another video.